Also like to ask a question? Max, you want to start us off?
We came out and worked hard today and competed hard. So, I think we have a group that cares a bunch. Sometimes you lose your way a little bit, and certainly lost their way last night, but I thought they responded well today. Well, he's got tons of physical abilities. He's a big guy. He can skate. He's athletic. He's got good skill set from a hockey standpoint. Now our job is to help him continue to become from a really good talent to a great player. Ultimately, that's what we'd love him to be here. And I think without improving. Moritz could be a good player in this league, but that's not what anybody wants, him or us. So, we just want to make sure that we're continuing to push him, even as he has early success. And I think sometimes early success can, and I don't think this will happen, but it can lead to complacency in terms of working on things that you have to get better. And our job is to make sure that we're pointing out those things, that we're pushing him in certain areas that he can continue to grow as a player and ultimately thrive in the league. Yeah, no, I think probably number one is just scanning, meaning knowing what you're going to do before you get to situations. And I think, he's somebody that when he gets the puck, he's really strong in it and he can create extra time for himself. But I want him to know what he's doing with the puck before he gets it. So if there's plays to be made right away, he can make those. Where that, I think is a huge factor is certainly on the power play. But it's just as big a factor in your own zone breaking out. So, that's one area. I also just think moving his feet ahead of time to put himself in the best position defensively so that he's always in a spot. Because again, his athletic ability allows him to make up for some situations where he's not in that spot, but you don't want to put yourself in those situations.
Helene?
How do you make sure that last game you guys lost your way in that?
Well, how do I make sure, we go out and we address it, number one, which we did. We go out and practice to make sure that we're getting better at certain things that we weren't good enough at. And then the players have to go out and execute at a high level. Now, that doesn't guarantee wins. It's a hard league. We're going to play a really good team tomorrow night, but we got to make sure we get back to playing the right way, meaning hard to play against, tight checking, with tons of emotion and tons of compete.
And you guys, the first couple of games, it seemed like coming out of exhibition, you had something going on a power play, and it's kind of gone downhill. What do you see there? Like what issues so often?
Well, I would start by saying, anything that we had going in exhibition is exhibition. And we certainly recognize that. I think you all like to make big deals out of small sample sizes. That's the reality of the world we live in. And the reality is that's you really have to be patient and judge things over a long period of time. And that long period of time isn't 10 games either. So, we'll continue to work at it and try to on a nightly basis get better at our all of our stuff, including our power play. But I don't know that it was time to judge after the exhibition season. I don't know that it's time to judge now. What we've done till now is what we are. After 10 games in totality, that's what we are. But we have a chance to continuously change that story as we move through the year, and that's what we're going to continue to work to do. No update.
Heiko?
Curious, when Moritz came into camp this year, how sure or how curious were you to see him, especially after he was voted best defenseman in Sweden and best defenseman at the World Championship, whatever that means to an NHL coach?
Well, I would say, there's certain things. First off, he had a real good year in the American League the year he was here. So, I certainly know what that transferable rate is from the American League to the NHL. Guys that go on and have lots of success there at a young age generally are able to come in and do a pretty good job in the NHL. To what level, you're not sure, but generally they can come in the fact he got those accolades in Sweden at the World Championship gives you confidence that he can come in and do a good job. How good and how quick that he'd be an impact player, we didn't know coming into the year, and we're still kind of seeing Moritz is earning a good amount of ice time, but there's lots of opportunity there, and he's going to have a huge impact on our wins and losses because of the ice time that he plays. And so, I was. I had a lot of belief that he could be a really good player in this league. I just didn't know how fast and how good. And I think that story is still to be told.
But is it fair to say that you may have had this success already last year? Could it not have been for COVID? Or no, he did this experience he gained from the experience in Sweden and
Yeah.
the European League and at the World Championship?
Hard to say, hard to say how he would have done had he been here last year. Ultimately, decisions were made for reasons that I thought were sound, and he was able to get an extra year under his belt of experience, and I think experience does matter. So how he would have done a year ago, I'm not sure, but I know that experience in Sweden at the World Championships has helped him continue to grow as a hockey player. Yep.
Next up, John Neal.
Hey, Jeff, with Bertuzzi back with the team there, is he up to speed? Are you any concerns about him getting back in the lineup full go?
No, he's up to speed. He'll play tomorrow night. He was, as I said, like he skated at home. He's put himself in position to step in and have success. So I have no worries about him stepping in the lineup.
And is Dylan out for tomorrow, or are you not?
I don't
ready to
have
say
that answer.
Okay.
I don't know. Yep.
With Veleno, what have you seen the last couple of games as he's stepped in here and played some decent minutes?
Played really good in the third period against Toronto. As I said, I think 2 days ago, the first period, I thought he was, finding his way a little bit, which is understandably so, having driven in and everything's kind of new to him. Thought he played really good in the third, and I thought he played okay last night. I think he needs to be better than that. And I think he certainly wasn't alone. I think he's going to get another chance tomorrow night to kind of prove we're to make a claim that he's a guy who can help us win hockey games.
Thanks, everyone. Be back shortly with more Cider.